What's up, everybody? I was gonna record this tomorrow, but I decided to record it tonight because I got to do escape tomorrow and I got some other stuff I need to do. So I actually do have a job. So I guess I can work it. All right. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to tell a friend who knows a friend. Come on over. Let's get into this thing. This is the final part. Real Housewives of Patanka, reunion part 3, episode 3036. I am tired. I need some people to go. I need next season to be more fun, more lighthearted, because this season has been dark. And not as dark as Housewives should be, because I don't remember any. Well, Beverly Hills was dark. Yeah, Beverly Hills was dark. So, yeah. Yeah, Beverly Hills was dark. All right, so let me see. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend who knows a friend. Come on over. Let me get my notes. Let's get into this thing. Oh, that's the wrong. What show is this? Oh, that's Potomac. All right, so the reunion continues. It continues with basically where they left off with Mia and Jacqueline. Mia and Jacqueline are arguing. They're going back and forth. We learn that Mia is a fake CEO of a company. Gordon was the real CEO. Jacqueline has all the receipts in her folder or whatever she had going on. She's holding up papers. She's starting to talk. She's saying everything was a lie. I mean, child, are we shocked that it was a lie? Mia is a liar. Mia been lying since the day she got on the show, and I didn't have a problem with Mia last season. I actually felt bad for Mia last season, but now, girl, you're doing anything to stay up on the show, but you weren't doing anything that was going to keep you to stay on the show, because, no, that doesn't work. So, okay, hold on. So, they're in the midst of talking, right? So, Mia over here, Jacqueline over here talking, blah, blah. Jacqueline has, she has this receipt, this paper, right? And she's reading this and that, blah, blah, blah. So then she starts to get into more details. And then she goes over to, as she's talking, right? She's looking at, what's the girl name? Wendy. I'm sorry. Wendy's sitting there looking at Jacqueline spilled his tea. So Jacqueline, in the midst of talking and get ready to explain herself, and Jacqueline was talking about something, child. Here go Wendy, old stupid ass, talking about some. Shh, be quiet, girl. I want to hear this tea. I said, oh, she's so messy, and I love it. Hey, friend. I'll be at your channel tomorrow. Ooh. Let me see. So, like I said, she's spilling out the tea. She doing this and she doing that. So we learned that Mia lied about hanging out with Jacqueline's mother on the exact date, when actually on Mother's Day, she actually called her on Mother's Day. She didn't go hang out with her. She was like, oh yeah, I lied about that. And she says she only oh, thank you. You like my little bop? I actually need to get it done. I'm gonna get it done right before I go to LA, like that day before I get on the plane, because you see these roots. Ooh, child, my head like Giselle, child. What was I saying? So then Jacqueline is like, oh, Gordon calls me. He calls me about this. He calls me about that. He called me because he couldn't find out where you was at, because he thought you was doing something or whatever, blah, blah. And then Mia was like, oh, I was in Atlanta about to have dinner with my ex-boyfriend's mother. Like, girl, that don't even make any sense. Like, that makes zero sense. Girl, I can't say what I want to say just yet. Girl, you was going to sleep with that man. How about that? That's what you were about to do. She lied, child. I can't believe Mia could tell me the sky is blue, and I would have to go outside and make sure for myself. So, um, simple as that. She lied too much. Right. You ain't hang out with her. You face me FaceTime with somebody ain't hanging out with somebody. That means I FaceTime you so I can see your face. But I didn't hang out with you. You were trying to embarrass your friend and it failed. Like you've been doing all season trying to embarrass your friend. So and she was like, Gordon don't trust her, Gordon don't trust her, her lies and stuff like that. And Mia was like, well, I don't want to go there. And this and that. And I'm like, I can't with Mia. So Andy asks Jacqueline if she ever had sex with Gordon. She says no. For some reason, that's what they have interpreted. Here go Giselle talking about, well, you're a grown woman. If you had sex with him, just say yes or no. Giselle irritates me. Giselle irritates me like big time. Like she irritates me. Like she irritates me. She irritates me big time. So they talk about this. They never had a sexual relationship. Um, she says Jacqueline says she said it because that's she was pretty much child. This whole segment, Jacqueline was trying to stick up for her friend, and pretty much she was going along with the lies because that's what Mia was trying to do. She was trying to be a supportive friend. So she knew Mia ain't had no damn cancer. She knew Mia was lying the whole season. She knew all this stuff. But as a true friend, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna ride for your friend and you're gonna do this and do that. But your friend wasn't even like telling any believable lies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't even telling nothing that make any sense. Like, we seen you with the doctors one time. Even when they were trying to talk about the lies, your family was like, what's our cue again? What we gotta say? Because I don't. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. How's the hospital? Like, so so then Mia gets into this whole like, oh, well, I only came for Jacqueline and said she'll sleep with married men because she was talking about Gordon saying I need to get more D, and she was talking about Gordon's sex performance, and I was like, so she said you needed to get more D, so you said she'll sleep with married men. That don't make no sense, sweetie. That don't make no sense. Honey bunches, that don't make no sense. So she was like, Gordon isn't impotent or incompetent, however you say the damn word, because of some health issues. Some of the ladies on stage knew, and some of the ladies didn't on stage. She was like, Jacqueline used that to come after my husband and his performance of what he can and cannot do. So this is the same. This is the same thing you said about Wendy, and why you threw the drink on Wendy because she said something. She said your husband was sleeping with men. So again, you're hearing stuff. You're only hearing what you want to hear, and none of it, like she didn't say. She said you need to get more D. She didn't say, oh, Gordon has a problem giving you D. Gordon has a problem, putting it down in the bedroom. She didn't say any of that. She just said you need to get more D. And clearly you ain't got a problem sleeping around, so she couldn't talk about anybody. So then you say she's sleeping with married men. Yeah. Okay. She says, Jacqueline says, you called me on the phone and said all this stuff was wrong. And then you said my house is in foreclosure. She said, I got my house. You don't. So the girls are fighting. I'm gonna leave that up there for a minute. Like I said, child, Mia tried to say that Gordon inspired Jackie to get her own house, to start a business, become a CEO. Okay. He inspired her. What's the problem with that? What's the problem with inspire you? Clearly, you didn't inspire your friend to do it, so your man had to do it. So, hmm. Hey, child. Rob and Candace speaks up and says, "Do you have any regrets Can you guys make this right? They both pretty much said no. So, child, moving on. Child, so here she come. Sleepy C come out next, child. So Sharice and Rob been friends since 2020, since 2002, since both their men was in the league, and said she always been a good friend to her, and she made it a point to let everybody know, let us all know that Sleepy C is friends with Gizzard, Waterneck, with Candace, friends with 16 Head, friends with Build the Puss, but she not friends with Karen and she not friends with Wendy. I wouldn't want her ass being friends with me. Look at her. Look at her. I'm good. I don't need her to be friends with me. With me. Ain't got no desire. Not interested. So no. So yeah, I'm good. I wouldn't want her to be friends with me. What you say? Child, she looked a damn fool. Sharice looks a damn fool. Sharice looks a fucking fool. A fool. And you can tell who her goddamn friends are based off the way she looked. So the first question is basically to Karen. Why didn't Karen want to go have lunch with her? And my thing is, it's obvious she didn't want to have lunch with her because clearly she see what the girl came back for. The girl came back with some bullshit. The girl came back to pretty much go after me. You don't like Wendy? Why you not going after Wendy? Or why you just didn't come back and show us your life? Why you didn't come, like, if you going like, okay, the best example of a friend to a show who was like the best friend to a show ever was Marlo. No matter how we feel about Marlo, Marlo got into it with everybody. From Portia on down to Cynthia, Candy, Nene, Kenya, Eva, Sheree. Marlo got into it with everybody. That makes a friend of the show. You came back and your main focus of the show was to get on Karen and you failed. You brought your wide body, sleepy ass back to the show to get on the camera and put all of your attention on Karen. You ain't talking about the divorce. You ain't talking about how you ain't getting no money, even though you lied up on the stage and said you got 50-50 when we know you didn't. You ain't talking about that townhouse you live in downtown Baltimore. You ain't talking about your daughter. You ain't talking about anything that you had going on with your life, but you managed to get your ass up on that couch and sit there and talk about Karen the whole time. Hey, Tony. Shasha was the girl, yeah, back in the day. Back in the day, she might have been that girl. She's not that girl no more. This man yesterday, and Candace did not seem that crazy. Right, that part. Andy asked, and I don't know why he did that. I have no idea why Andy even. Child. Well, Giselle do it every damn day, and they keep on hanging out with her ass. So Karen, they started talking about Karen's mother's funeral, and they said it was genuine for Sharice to show up. Wasn't no cameras around, nothing like that. Karen says, I don't want to answer any more questions about my mother's funeral. We've already gone down that road. That's my thing. We've already gone down that road. Why are we going back? Why are we going back down that road? I don't want to go backwards. I want to go forward. Let's go forward. Why are we going back down the road? We know how Karen feels about her mother. She blew up. We knew how Karen felt about the funeral. Karen even said on the screen and said that if Sharice brings the funeral, we know it's not genuine. Why y'all didn't talk about when Sharice lied and brought those text messages up? Why y'all didn't talk about that? That's what y'all should have been talking about. But no, you chose not to. And I actually want to bring something up. I don't even know if I can do it right now. Y'all remember when, let me see if I'm going to just pull it up on my phone. Y'all remember this?
So I want you to turn around and face me. Close your eyes and come present in your body.
Who's that?
Yeah. Give yourself permission to know the truth. Give yourself permission to know the truth. What are you holding on to? I sold my soul.
I sold my soul.
Let it come out. Let that come all the way out. Let's tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I sold my soul for what? How about a house, a car, a vacation? What did you sell your soul for? I sold my soul to have a life that I wanted, that I never had. Yeah. A material life. Yeah. Let that come out. Come on, you're doing so good. Let it come all the way up. Good. Yeah, let it come up. This is a major breakthrough for Miss Charisse. Recognizing that she gave up any chance at internal happiness in order to get external validation, and that is never the answer. But today, she can choose to be different. They both can.
It gave me. Remember when Evelyn took her ass on down to Ayanna and said she was a changed woman, and then took her ass right on down there to Basketball Wives and got pushed in the bushes because she was trying to pretend to be a bad bitch. That's what it's given. Charisse, you failed at Housewives. You went through a divorce. You didn't get anything, so you thought you'd go on Ayanna to fix your life, only for you to come back on the show and continue to do the same bullshit you're doing. So, Charisse, you supposed to be this girl, you supposed to be the grand dame and all this kind of stuff, but yet you come back on the show and you come for the queen because you didn't have a choice. You're jealous because she has that spot and you don't. That was her and her daughter, Char, or whatever her damn daughter name is. I don't know. So Karen said she don't want to talk about the funeral and all that kind of stuff. So, Andy claims that he asked Charisse to come back to the show. I don't believe that shit. And she wouldn't answer the phone calls and this and that. So, season 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for 4 seasons, you didn't answer the phone call to come back to that show. But then you come back to the show to do what exactly, other than waste our time? Charisse also did not return Ayanna staff attempts to follow her, right? She told Ayanna her husband, right. So, so Roberto keep jumping in the goddamn conversation, keep running his damn mouth, talking about, but you invited Charisse to your birthday party and things like that, because they were talking about, basically if Karen doesn't want to be around Charisse, why does she? They're all lying and saying that Karen and Charisse, it has not been 5 years since her and Karen had talked. Here's the thing: whether it's been 5 years, 5 minutes, or 5 months, Karen obviously does not want to be around Charisse, and you guys are trying to push her down her throat and our throats. And I don't like it. I don't want Charisse nowhere near my throat. The Charisse ain't my type, so I don't want her nowhere near my throat. So Roberto's jumping in and talking about, she was at your party, and if you don't like somebody, then why keep having them around? Bitch, I don't like you, but you keep coming around. The fuck am I supposed to do? Y'all keep bringing this hoe around. What else do y'all want me to do? Clearly, she needs some money. Clearly, she needs some film time. So she gotta argue with the big girl. Remember when Nene told Claudia, you want to be the it girl. You had the I, but you were missing the T. Proceed with caution. So it's like, they all trying to call Karen a liar and all this kind of stuff. And Karen says, so Charisse says, well, I didn't say anything about Karen until Karen came for me. And I'm like, Karen didn't say anything about you other than hello, blah, blah, blah. Like, she said little jabs here, like called you like a leprechaun, but she didn't say anything that, that would require you to say what you said back to her. Like, you said this woman was fucking the people in the locker room. I mean, in the workers in the bathroom at a club, at a restaurant. Like, you were saying this girl was fucking any dick she could find in Potomac. Karen called you a leprechaun. They not matching up. The accusations are not matching up. The reads are not matching. They're not on the even. They're not matching up. So it's like they not. They not doing what they doing. Um, and Karen was like, so Sharice pretty much said it. So Sharice pretty much said it. Well, I said the things I said to you because I was mad at you. So you lied. So you lied. You lied. Like, you lied. We can see why Karen doesn't want to be bothered with her just by watching Sharice. Right. Like, she lied. Like, so Sharice is like, oh no. So Karen then says, well, I know a lot of stuff about you and things like that, but I didn't say anything, about like sexual nature or something along those lines, because you have children, but I have heard many things about you. And so have we. Honey, Katie said her and Karen was back there bumping purses. They were scissor sisters. They was bumping purses. They was getting it in, and she lied so she can get that settlement. Now we know it's true because a couple years ago, Katie said she had sex with somebody on the cast, but she wouldn't share who it was with. So we know it's true. So here's my thing. Maybe I'm just different. I'm just very different because you coming for me, and the way that you came for me, I'm going to the gutter. I'm going to find the dirtiest gutter, and I'm going there with you. So if I was sitting on some tea like this, the way I would have shut Sleepy C, lunch lady, wide shoulders ass down, I would have shut it. I would have shut it down. I would have shut it down. I'd have shut it down. As simple as that. I'd have shut it down. I would have. Y'all to be mad at me. Right. Like, oh, okay. Oh, this what we. Oh, bitch, this what we doing? Okay. Okay. I got you. So then Andy asks about Mia. So here go Mia with her line ass again. So Andy asks me about Mia when she pulled Karen to the side and said, you were sleeping with so and so from the hotel and things like this. And Karen was like, so Andy goes to Mia. He goes, so who was it? So here go Mia. Oh, this is what we're talking about now. I know Karen 59 years old. I know this stuff, but Karen gotta find some city girls. Karen, you're not too far from Southeast DC, sis. You in Potomac, Southeast DC, probably about a good 30, 45 minutes away. Southeast, Northeast. Girl, you can go down to Baltimore, girl, North Ave, Park Heights, West, West, girl. Like, because I promise you, if I was 59 years old, y'all remember that? Y'all remember on Love and Hip Hop, New York, when Yandy was on stage arguing with one of Mandisi's baby mamas, and the girl came out the audience and jumped on the baby mama? That's what I would have had. I'm old. I'm 59 years old. I'm not gonna jump on you. But I'm gonna have one of these little hood chicks jump on your ass. They gonna jump on you and then ask questions later. I'm gonna give them their money, deposit it, and cash app them, but they gonna jump on you because you are making shit up just to be making shit up. That doesn't make a good housewife. That's not fun. That's not funny. It's lame. It's corny. That's how you get fucked up. So she's like, "Oh well, they're family," and everybody like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Oh well, they're somebody in my family," and she says, "And I don't want to criminalize them." Girl, criminal. Hey, twin. I'm like, criminalize? You sitting there saying that this woman is sleeping with somebody from a hotel. So Karen says, you saying I'm sleeping with somebody from a hotel and Wendy's sleeping with somebody from a hotel. You got to stop doing this. Like, Karen, don't. Get somebody fuck me up. Just get somebody whoop me her ass. Cause she playing with you. Like she playing with you. So Wendy says everybody's quick to get mad about a rumor, but then turn around and give a rumor out about them. So her and Andy was in agreement with that. Yeah. Karen says you have to stop. I'm sleeping with somebody, somebody sleeping with somebody, somebody sleeping with somebody, blah 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 blah. She said, you know it's not true. Roberto, for some reason, keep fucking talking and saying, don't get out. What she said? She said, no, she said, oh, here we go. Oh, my Cash App? What is my Cash App? I probably could send this to Mia. I gotta get it. I don't know what it is at the moment. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. So here go fucking Roberto talking about some goddamn. Oh well, people call me all the time from the blogs and they tell me stuff about you and things like that. So Karen was like, "Girl, ain't nobody calling you." Here go fucking Giselle and Charisse. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. So Robin, people calling you, right? So you got time to answer the phone for the bloggers, for people that want to spread tea about Karen, for people that want to spread tea about Wendy, but you ain't got time to answer that phone call that said their credit card was ran up at that hotel. You ain't got time to answer that call to say that the water bill due. You ain't got time to answer that call about the rent being due. You ain't got time to answer the phone call about the Menendez twins failing in school, but you got time to get your ass on the phone to figure out some tea about Karen. Oh, okay. 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 But you got time to answer the phone for some bloggers. But you ain't got time to pay that water bill and figure out why them twins is failing in school. But you got time to worry about somebody calling you. Girl, ain't nobody blowing that cricket up. Ain't nobody calling that cricket except for Giselle to figure out what y'all next motherfucking plot is. Because ain't nobody calling you. Trust me. And here they go out hanging out the other night. I don't know what's going on with Ashley Chess. But here they go. Sharice look like she just put their mics on. Here they go hang out the other night, figuring out who they give what's their next plot to come after the team Candace, Karen, and Wendy. I can't with them. They are so damn whack to me. They whack. I promise you, they whack. They the wackest. Is whack is a word? Because that's what they are. So Roberto's segment is up next, child. They talking about her wedding, and nobody cares about that. Water Ankle's mad because she ain't go to the wedding. Don't nobody care about that. They asked if it's an infidelity clause inside the prenup. No, we know it's not. We know Juan is a cheater. We know Juan cheating on you at this very moment. Right now, he's cheating on you at this very moment. Right now, as I am speaking, he's cheating on you at this moment. Okay. We don't care. We don't care. Let me see what else I wrote down. Shit that I don't care about. So she claims, so they asked Karen why she was so pressed about Robin's wedding. I'm like, because Robin kept talking about the shit. And Karen said, because she kept talking about it. If you want to get married, girl, you want to get married. Don't get married, don't get married. Whatever. So then they asked about Juan's girlfriend who looks like Karen. She said she found out like everybody else finds out about everybody else's husband cheating, the blogs. But we've seen Juan out cheating. So it's not a, I did not. I didn't even bother to look because I know the shit ain't real. Right. Them blogs talking about you now, girl. Let's see if you want to answer that phone. Them blogs talking about you now. Are you answering the phone? Right. Juan been cheating on her since they've been fucking teenagers. He don't want that fucking nigga. So about the secret girlfriend. We all like this shit is shit we already know about. Juan been cheating on Rob. Like it's shit that we already know about. I don't care about none of that bullshit. He cheating on. He ain't gonna stop cheating on because he is not attractive to her. Simple as that. He wants a woman, a feminine woman, a feminine looking woman. He does not want somebody that looks like this on a daily basis. He does not want this. Juan wants an attractive woman. He doesn't want that. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Juan does not want this. Could you imagine waking up to this every day? Could you imagine? For how since they was what 16? This what you have been waking up to? And looking every day of it. Okay. Even I look like I got a little beat on my face. So could you imagine? Like, I let me. I just want to this and this, girl, girl, girl. Come on, bitch, come, girl. This would want girl. And you thought y'all could keep them NBA players looking like this? Whatever, Juan fine. It is what it is. He ain't Ralph fine, but Juan fine. And you thought you could keep Juan looking like this. And you thought you can keep your man looking the way you do with that space in between, that air and space in between your wig. Okay. Okay. I lost track of where I was at because I don't want to body shame on this channel. So so then they start talking about the field day in Roberto's backyard, child, and it was a good question. And Wendy said it. She said, "Why would Candace has never hung out with my kids by themselves or anything like that. So why would I have my kids come down there? Why would she come pick my kids up to go hang out with you? Think if you got an issue with me, you got an issue with me. It is what it is. But I felt like you had something attention to my kids. Would you do that with your kids?" And she was like, "Yeah, I would do that with my kids." Because they're the Jimenez twins. So yeah, of course you would do that with the people scared of them goddamn kids. So yes, you would do that to your kids. And if y'all wonder where I got that from, I got that from Color Me Pink. If y'all watch her channel, child, she baby. When she first said that about them damn kids, I said, well, I'm gonna use that. So yes, you would get that from them kids. So people are scared of them kids. So yes. So she said, let me see what else she said. She said, oh, so they bring up the news about Juan and Compton University and the misconduct and everything like that. And of course, Roberto's like, Juan didn't do anything. He handled it perfectly. I'm sorry what happened to those two young men, but Juan did what he was supposed to do. My man, my man, my man. That's what it's giving me. My man, my man, my man. My man. Don't talk about my man, child. Don't talk about my man. Child, Juan must have a ding-a-ling of gold because ain't no way you doing all this defending for a nigga that won't get on the camera for more than 20 minutes with your ass. He won't even show up to the reunion. The reunion determines is one of the major players if you come back or not, and he won't even show up for the reunion. But you defending that nigga? Oh, okay. Okay. That's why I was in her backyard because it was not planned. Talking about how much money did you spend, Andy? Come on now. She had them paper plates sitting at her cabinet. She had one of them. She put that food and had that wrap that cheap ass zoom and foil up in them. Like, come on now, Andy. Stop. Andy was getting on my nerves, asking dumbass questions. How much money did she spend? You know her fucking ass ain't got no goddamn money. So she said, all that kind of stuff. And she's about she claims that Compton used Juan for clickbait. 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 They use Juan Dixon for clickbait? Clickbait? Girl. Clickbait. Clickbait. Right. She should have said nothing. It's a situation I cannot comment on. But instead, you get your stupid dumb ass on the camera and say, oh, well, I believe what Juan says, and they're using him for clickbait. And then Sharice leaves the stage. So, child, Sharice had her big, wide, raggedy ass on stage for 10 seconds. 10 seconds, 10 minutes. She didn't. So here we go. Okay. Andy been calling you all. Okay, here we go. Andy been calling you for the last 4 seasons to come back. You, quote unquote, have been turning him down and didn't want to come back, having not been answering his phone calls. So then the season you do answer the phone call, you come back, you didn't do enough on the camera, so you come back as a friend of. And I already gave you an example of the perfect friend of, which is Marlo. Marlo got into it with every goddamn body that walked on RHOP. RHOA. Everybody. From Sheree on down to goddamn Shamia. Shamia to damn what's the girl from Black? Her, Eva, Sheree. Marlo got into it every damn body. That's why she kept coming back as a friend of, a friend of, a friend of, a friend of. You bring your ass back on Potomac and you get a 10-minute segment and go ahead and nerd to say, oh yeah, because I was waiting for them to bring me up. Why? They could have called you on the phone. They could have FaceTimed you. They could have Teams. They could have sent you a Slack message. Girl, you could have wrote in an email. You could have did a FaceTime. You could have sent in a video message. You could have set up there like Diana ass did and put you up on the TV screen. And girl, we could have just rolled you on out. But instead, you got all dressed up, looking like you going to a damn church event and trying to flirt with the pastor. And then you came on the stage. You said about 15 words. And then they said, well, thank you for coming. All I need is 4 minutes, child. Child, when Andy was in that dressing room, he could have said, Sharice, so how you feel? When Andy was in the dressing room checking on everybody, he could have stopped right on past Sharice's house, Sharice's dressing room, and said, hey, Sharice, how you feeling? You feeling good? Anything you want to say? No. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So you did all of that. You fought with Karen the whole season. You finally got the reaction you wanted from Karen. She jumped up and got all riled with you and things like that. And you got a 10-minute segment. And why people say they want Sharice? Why would people happy Sharice came back again? For 10 minutes? Because that's what it was. It was 10 minutes. You got there for 10 minutes. Okay. All right. You and your space air wig can go. we're good on you, and you can also take your homie with you. We're fine without you two. Okay, thanks. Oh, and take them with you also. And I'm about to get into that segment next. So the men come out next, and Andy and the fans say they love how Happy Eddie and Wendy handled the segment, to handle the Happy Eddie comment from Sesame Street child. I call her Wanda D because her ass looked like, she looks like Jamie Foxx, Wanda, and David Ali Greer. So her name is Wanda D because that's who she looked like. Y'all call her Sesame Street. I call her Wanda D. So she was on it, because Eddie Eddie looked at me and he was like, smiling at Eddie because he was looking at me and he said hi. Or he probably was scared, so he didn't know what else to do but to say hi to you. I mean, girl, look at you. Look at you, girl. He was nervous. So he figured if he spoke to you, he could get you away. You know how if you're real nice to an animal, they might leave you alone. They might not bite you. If you're nice to a homeless person to give them $1, they may walk away from your car. He was scared of you. And he wanted to make it home that night. So that's why he spoke to you. Wanda D. Wanda D. David Ali Greer. That's who she looked like, and I ain't changing it. So, he was like, child, we don't pay that shit no mind. Pretty much the way Eddie was like, it is what it is. So then, right, and nervous. I'd have been scared and nervous too. I'd have spoke every time. Hey, hi, hi, hi. So, so, um, oh boy. So, so they move on to Gordon, and they ask Gordon about Mia's health scare. And Gordon decides he gonna be Lawrence Fishburne or some damn body, Denzel Washington or somebody child. And he says it was pretty much a scary situation. So many answers, so many questions, not many answers. It was nerve wracking. He didn't know if his kids was gonna be without their mother. And then he proceeds to cry. So I'm trying to figure out how I could be nice. How I can be nice about this without being nasty. So I'd be nasty. So Gordon, Mr. Brown, you're telling me that this whole time you've been up there with Mia, right? You've been up there with Mia, child, and why? So you've been up there with Mia the whole time, right? Oh, y'all messy. So you up there with Mia, And you telling me that you thought you was gonna lose your wife over a rash? She could have put some baby powder on that and some baby lotion up on there and some Vaseline and sat her ass in the damn bed somewhere. Oh no, what's that soap? You know when you get chicken pox or whatever and you rub it on your body. Oh, what is that called? You rub it on you rub it on you and stuff like that. You go lay down or something like that. I never had chicken pox, but I know people who have had it, and they was like it's like some kind of rash cream or something, child, some ointment or something like that, and that's what you was crying over. You thought you was gonna lose, yeah, the pink stuff, yeah, yes. You thought you was gonna lose your wife over a rash? Yes, yes. There we go. Mm-hmm. Because he was emotional over fake cancer that turned out to be a. Now he got prostate. Ooh, calamine lotion. So you can't perform in the bedroom because you got prostate or something wrong with your prostate, child. You can't perform in the bed. You crying because your wife got a rash, and y'all ain't got no businesses. So they're going to ask Gordon if he's ever slept with any of Mia's friends, and he says no. And he goes, no, has he ever slept with Jacqueline? He says no, that's like his little sister. And then he says, have you ever had sex with any of Mia's friends? And he was like, no, but penetration. Not penetration. But Mia, you said his thingy don't work. You said his thingy don't work. It's probably why he's really crying, because his thingy don't work. So we move on to the good shit, child. So then they move on to Chris and Giselle, right? So he said, he was shocked. He said at first he was shocked, and yes, he asked if he can go into the room and talk. So they going back and forth trying to figure out, who can go in, who said they gonna come into the room, who said they wasn't gonna come into the room, and things like that. Giselle tried to cut him off, and Chris is like, "No, it's my turn. You've done your interviews. I want to talk now." Chris is like, "When I came to your room and saw nobody was in there, you should have said no. It's not okay. Come back later or something like that." So he said he did apologize, but he's still trying to figure out what he did to Giselle. And he said, "I didn't ask to come to your room." And Giselle said, "You did ask to come to my room." And he was like, "Well, we can agree to disagree." No. We're going to figure out who asked to come to whose room, because that's not an agree to disagree. Agree to disagree is like, oh, well, you said you liked Giselle's dress. No, I didn't say I like her dress. Well, the other day you said you like her dress. No, well, let's agree to disagree. Not you came into my room and made me feel uncomfortable. No, you asked me to come to your room. That's not an agree to disagree. We need to figure out who asked who what. So then they get into that. So then Giselle starts to explain herself. And she's like, tries to explain what he did to make her feel uncomfortable. So we all sit on the couch like, okay, here we go. In the midst of her getting ready to explain herself, Chris says, I've suffered for 18 months, losing clients, losing money, answering to my children, answering to my family. Chris is like, fucking spit it out. And Giselle was like, you can't talk to me like that. And then, child, out of nowhere, Candace is like, you are a gutter snipe bitch ass lying on our family. And I was like, oh, where was this smoke at the first part of the reunion? Where was this smoke at the second time of the reunion? Now, Candace, I agree with you. She is a gutter snipe. And she is a bitch. But I was like, oh, okay, girl. There she goes. There goes Candace. We was wondering when she would show up. Um, I pretty much feel like, at least with this part, I was on Team Candace with this. And I'm not even a Candace fan like that. But I said this on my channel. I've said this on several other channels. Um, Me and Autumn have agreed on this. The way that you implied that my spouse has did something to you to made you feel the way that you feel, I'm dragging you to the place under the hell. I'm dragging you to I'm dragging you to North Korea. I'm dragging you to Russia, to the place under the hell. Because you're not going to sit here and think that you can just say what you want to say and it's going to be okay. So I thought when she first said something about her uterus, I was like, you damn right. And I said, Candace, you actually should have went harder. So then Candace followed up with this. Now we had to wait for it, but she followed up with it. So yeah, gutter snipe ass bitch. That's what the fuck you is. And Giselle, you can tell Giselle don't really get cussed out a lot because that face was like, ooh, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. So um, so once they come back, um, Giselle says, once we were in the room and we were talking, I had felt like you had a lot to drink, and um, I immediately felt uncomfortable. Okay, fair enough, right? Fair enough. Chris needs to realize these women are not friendly to his wife, therefore he should not be trusted. It is what it is. Right, 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 right. Because I would have had Giselle's daughters ready to fight me. I'd have had her husband Rob get ready to fight me because we ought to drag that ass. Giselle and Robert never take accountability. They never make sense. She said that she had no colorism, or so her timing didn't make sense. Candace's comments were made right. So she said, Chris made her feel uncomfortable because he was drinking. Okay. And we got to realize Chris is bad about what Nikki said about Candace and some other shit. So cool. Chris only got a damn chip on the shoulder anyway. So, and he says, it sounds like that's how, so Andy says it sounds like that's how he made you feel, but not what he did. Chris said he left the door open. Giselle said you did not leave the door open. So they went back and forth on that part. Chris had even stood up and was like, I left the door, like saying like I left the door open. It pretty much was showing her like what he did. Hold on, y'all. Let me charge my computer. So pretty much even showing her like, like, no, like this is I left the door open. And she was like, you didn't leave the door open. So unfortunately, we don't have any like proof of this. So Chris said, you waited 5 months to tell my wife when the cameras came on. And Giselle said, well, I had said something because you had slid into Ashley's DM. And Chris is pretty much like a DM or responded to a comment on social media like everybody else does. Here's the point. Here's what the part I was waiting for Chris to bring up, he brought up. But I'll get into that in a second because I thought it was next, but it's not. So Chris was like, oh, here it is. Yes, it's next. This is what I was waiting for Chris to bring up, and I'm glad he brought it up. So Chris says, every season, except for the exception of this season, you have talked about my penis. I've never accepted an apology from you because I never talked about it. So there's no need for an apology because I never told you it made me feel some kind of way. Exactly. You said this man was drinking and he made you feel uncomfortable. We're not going to take that from you, sis. Cool. But for seasons, you got up on that screen and you wanted to tell us about this white man's penis that it was brown. You drew a picture. His penis is brown, but the tip is pink. I can't even look at him from the neck down. You didn't find that inappropriate, right? But it was inappropriate for him to come to the room and talk to you, but because he did something to you. That's not how that works. You playing a dangerous game, and that's not how that works. If you would have said Chris was drinking, the door was sitting wide open, he wanted to talk, but because he was drinking, it made me feel uncomfortable. Nobody would have disagreed with you. We would have said, you know what? You got a point. That drunk man shouldn't have been in that room with you. Cool. No matter how we feel about you. But for seasons, you got your ass up on that screen to tell us, to consistently tell us about this man's penis. Nobody was asking about Chris's penis. I don't know, not one person attracted to Chris. I don't know nobody saying, child, you know what I was thinking about? Child, what was you thinking about? Child, I was thinking about Chris's penis. Nobody. So it's like he kind of left it open, the hotel after. So it's like it's okay for you to do that, but it's not okay for this man to like. So Andy was like, this is semantics. What he did and how he made you feel are two different things. She apologized for calling him a sneaky link. Um, Chris said he DM'd her because he felt bad and this and that about making her feel uncomfortable. And Candace said, honey, you are a garbage individual. You have no soul. You can sit up here. She said, you can sit up. She said, you're the reason. She said, you're the reason why women don't come forward with sexual assault because you yourself have privilege, with your white looking skin. I think you can say whatever you want to say and no one's going to pretty much bat an eye because of your white looking skin. I ain't really agree with that part because at the end of the day, Giselle Black, I ain't really agree with that part, but I do agree that she's soulless. I agree that Giselle is garbage. But as I've been saying this for time and time again, and anybody who's ever watched my channel or watched me on other channels, this is how she always been. She always been a nasty individual. She been like this since she was in college, or probably before then. She was nasty as a first lady. She was nasty in college, and this is how she is now. She's a nasty human being. She's a nasty individual. It is what it is. That's how she rock. Cool. But here's my thing with you, Candace. Here's my thing with you. If you ain't gonna fuck with her, don't fuck with her. Don't do that back and forth. You already see what she about. You see her true colors. You've been seeing her true colors. You just thought she was immune from the situation. You didn't think she was gonna come for you because you was cool with her. No. You was next on the list. It was going to be you before it was going to be Monique, but it was you. So you next. They're not gonna let up off of you. So you need to make sure you're getting on the right team. And the right team is not Giselle, and it's not Robin. But Giselle, I agree with everything that Candace said about you. You are soulless and you are garbage. And every goddamn time I would light your motherfucking ass up. Where I would make you be like, I can't film with them. I can't be in the room with that person. I can't film with that person. I'm sick of that person. That's what you would do with me if I was up on that goddamn cast. It is what it is. So Wendy says, Candace, you my girl, I'm a ride for you, but I don't think that comment was, should have been made and things like that. And I agree with Wendy. I think that I get what you were saying and I get where you were coming from, but because you were mad, I think later on, Candace, you're going to regret saying that. That'd be like one of the things like, oh, I wish I shouldn't have said that. I don't think she'll get no backlash or things like that. But I think it'd be one of those situations where she like, I shouldn't have said that, blah, blah, blah. So Ashley chimes in. And to Ashley's point, she's never addressed, she's never said anything about anybody's skin color. So, but everything else, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. You are trash. Um, so the ladies talk about Mexico, Miami and Mexico, humping and grinding and showing each other their vaginas. Wendy said she got the prettiest vagina. Girl, they don't give a fuck about you. Child, they don't give a fuck about you, can't girl. Nobody made out. Mia and Wendy didn't make out. Whatever. Ray says the rumors are bullshit about his wife cheating. Karen said they never seen the picture. They don't know what the picture looks like. Giselle said, I'm 99% sure the picture looks like you. And Karen was like, well, I never seen the picture, so how would I know? Giselle, you just be talking, girl. Shut the fuck up. You just be talking. So the thing is, you don't have no man to get cheated on. Your baby father already cheated on you. Should we go down the list? He's already cheated on you. He had your ass locked up in the hospital for a good week. So shut up. When it comes to segment about women and men in relationships, shut the fuck up because you don't have one. Okay? You don't have one. And I'm so sick of everybody saying, well, Karen keeps saying this about Giselle. She don't own it. Fuck that. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say about this bitch. You hear me? Because every chance she gets, she comes for me. So I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. It is what it is. Y'all want a reality show? I'm gonna give you a reality show. So, here go fucking stupid ass, weird ass, manly ass Roberto talking about some damn Karen. You said that when Juan hugged you, that it was SA. Where that's what you were trying to imply, because that is a crime. So Karen says, I never implied that he tried to SA me. I said that he hugged me and I felt uncomfortable with the way he grabbed me. And she pretty much said that he should be keeping his hands to himself. Robin, you can go. You can go. You can go. Don't stop past go. Don't collect your $200. Go straight to the jail. Because you are trash also. You knew what the fuck Karen meant. You knew what the fuck Karen was talking about. Here go again, you trying to say something to try to make Karen like that's not what she said. That ain't what she said. She said he hugged me too damn tight. She didn't say he felt up on me. She didn't say he grabbed me she said he hugged me tight and it made me feel uncomfortable. She said he made me feel uncomfortable. He said what your friend should have said. But instead, she a ditz just like you a ditz. Fucking dumb and dumber. Robin says she is like her sister and she has the same complexion. I would be thinking, oh, this right, girl. Robin is trash. Giselle is trash. Mia is trash. I don't really pay Ashley no mind. But I gotta say, out of all them, Ashley is the least harmless child. Because you got Mia sitting up here saying you sleeping with people, she lying and doing this and doing that. Then you got Robin up here saying, oh, when you hugged Juan, did you say it was inappropriate? Juan got enough goddamn shit that he needs to worry about being inappropriate with. The last thing was Karen. She said what she said. She ain't gonna change it. It is what it is. You look like a fool defending a man that don't want shit to do with you. And Giselle, I already said what I needed to say about Giselle. Everybody keeps saying they want to see how Giselle gonna handle on her own. Watch Ultimate Girls Trip. You'll see how Giselle get ready to hang on her own. You will see exactly how she get ready to hang on her own. And Sharice, you was a waste of fucking space. And if you bring Sharice back, you'll be a goddamn fool. She ain't bring nothing this season, and she ain't gonna bring nothing next season. And if they talk about fucking Blue Eyes one more time, I promise you I'm gonna scream. Don't nobody give a fuck about blue eyes. If Karen sleeping with somebody, so the fuck what? Ray probably gave her some passes. Don't nobody care. Let's focus on some real shit about why your man can keep his dick in his pants. How about that? Let's focus on that. Giselle, let's focus on why you can't get a man. Teach them girls about their female parts. Robin, teach your kids how to read a book. How about that? Mia, learn how to lie. Learn how to own a business. And then Mia over the weekend doing all these tweets because she's trying to save her motherfucking job. Oh, Jacqueline, I'm so sorry I said this about you. How could I say these things about you? Oh, everybody can hate on me, but I opened up 2 new... Girl, you ain't opened up shit, girl. You ain't got no money, remember? You said you was broke and living off your savings, remember? You had to sell your bi-coastal home in Charlotte. Remember your bi-coastal home? You had to sell it. So then you up here tweeting, thinking that we give a fuck about what you're talking about. If you left the show tomorrow, wouldn't nobody be like, damn, child, I miss Mia? We'd be like, okay, next. Right, and Robin started wearing a fucking Christmas tinsel dress. Girl, the fucking 7-Eleven clearance hats you be talking about me. Oh, if it's 50-50 and Juan won't take my businesses. Why does your businesses have so many S's at the end? Businesses means that you are having success. I haven't seen that one person where what's it called? Reasonably shady. What's the embezzlement? What's the hats called? I haven't seen that one person wear it. I haven't seen nobody wear it to the gym, to the grocery store, to the CVS, to the Target, to the Walmart, to the car wash. I haven't seen anybody wear it to walk their dog, to go jogging. I haven't seen anybody wear it. I haven't. I'm sorry. I haven't seen anybody wear it. Mm-mm. I have not. I have not. I haven't seen anybody in person wear it. I even seen somebody wearing a She by Sheree shirts. But I haven't seen anybody wear one of your embezzled hats. Matter of fact, let's go to your website now. Let's see if it's even up and running. Robin Idiot Dixon. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to your website. Y'all know what her website is? Because I don't know what the website will be called. Let's see. Robin website hats. Okay, let's see. Let's see who's wearing your hats. Let's see who's wearing your satin hats that you get 15% off on your first purchase. Let's see who's wearing them. Sold out. Couldn't even get no real models. And we know these reviews are fake. This hat went with all the way to Paris and Brussels with me. This hat fits perfectly on my head, girl. The black community is genius, girl. Now we know that. Now we know this motherfucking comment fake. The black community is geniuses. I've never heard of this before. Being introduced on Real Housewives of Potomac. This is my go-to hat now in the winter months to avoid a hat head. Look, girl, the black community is genius. Girl. Mind you, all these hats are taken outside of her house. The black community are genius. You couldn't even get a real review up there. You couldn't even get a review that just said these hats are great. Everybody should buy one. But you'd have found some white girl down at the Target and said, "Hey, I need you to write this down. Um, hey, write this down." Right, right, right. Come on, Sean. Do not blame us for them goddamn hats, child. Right. She needed a way and had a scholar ass down there at the goddamn warehouse playing around in them people warehouse, playing around them people's spaces to play around with them goddamn hats. Girl, you know you're selling hats out the back of your trunk. Stop it. Them goddamn PTA parents don't even want them hats. Girl. I'm just like she gotta go. You playing on the TV screen, you wasting our time. You got to go. You gotta go. Like Vivian Green said, honey, you gotta go. You gotta go. No show should make us this mad, y'all. I mean, I'm not really mad. I'm just reading, but no show should make us this mad. It's simple as that. No show should make us this mad. Oh, thank you, Autumn, for the super chat. Thank you, Twin. I mean, I said super chat, Cash App. Nobody, no, like, girl, y'all. Let me go back to that comment, y'all. That comment, the black community. Oh my God, child. The fact that you had this white girl put this up there. The fact that you had this white girl go to your website and put that up there. I can't. Y'all, I can't. I can't. You want us to pay $29 for these hats? Look at her. Taking a picture of her hat by her refrigerator. This is a whole website. And you telling me that you couldn't go down to a studio? You took these pictures on your iPhone? And you couldn't go down to a studio and do a real showcase? Even Sheree ass went to a studio, had a fashion show. And y'all know how y'all been tearing Sheree ass up about her clothing line. You could. You like this taking a picture. Anyway, y'all, that has been Potomac. Like the title say, honey, a season of lies. A season of lies. Child, a season of lies. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to record. We're gonna do a live for around 12 or so for what's that damn show called? SWV and Escape. The Queens of R&B. I don't know about that part. But for that, I am not going to review. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna review Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip, but I'll review Atlanta when it come back on. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and then I'll see y'all for come on, Autumn. Come on. I mean, we invented the traffic light, the potato chips, home security, the list goes on. But it was Robin's hat. Come on. Come on, sis. But it was Robin's hat that made you feel like a genius. That made you think we were. I mean, we just been doing the R&B music, rap music, you know what I'm saying, style, fashion, but it was Robin's hat. Robin's hat that made you say the black community are geniuses. Robin's hat really made me believe the black community are geniuses. Robin's a joke. The reunion was, you know what? The reunion was it was something. It was something. But look, y'all, I'm about to take my black ass to bed because it's 1 o'clock over here on the East Coast. Because I'm bi-coastal. So everything up down the eastern coast is bi-coastal. So I'm on bi-coastal time. Anyway, y'all, I'll see y'all tomorrow for Escape, and then I'll see y'all when I jump on some channels and run my mouth tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. See a friend who knows a friend. What would I rate the reunion? Child, like a 6 or 7. That's it, child, like a 6 or 7. I catch y'all later. I catch y'all tomorrow. Peace. Have a good night.